everybody. Hello, it's morning here, so I'm going to say good morning. I hope that you're doing well. If you're here, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who you are. And today I'm going to be talking about finding the right yoga practice. Seems like a really simple topic, but it's a really important topic. So I think that it's worth spending a little bit of time talking about. I'm going to wait for just a minute here so that people can find me. Then I'll get started in just a little bit. Today, I've been making a habit of telling y'all where I am because I've been traveling around. Today, I am in Arkansas, on the east end of Arkansas, right by the Mississippi River. And looking out this window right here is the Mississippi River, and it's really wide. And it's been raining this morning, so it's kind of gray and wet out there. All right, very good. Very good. I'll just hold on for another minute. I'm doing this live stream at a different time than I normally do because the idea was that we were going to go out and go hiking today, but since it's raining, we may not go. My husband has taken the day off of work and my kids' school has finished, and we thought today would be a nice day to go out and do something. And so I scheduled the live stream early so that I could be free later, but oh well, looks like we're going to be staying home. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Today I'm talking about finding the right kind of yoga practice for you. And like I mentioned a minute ago, this seems like it should be easy. It seems like it should be a no-brainer, but actually there's a lot to know. There is a lot to consider to find the right kind of yoga practice, or the right class, or the right whatever it is that you're doing. Here's the thing. Here's the most important thing. In order to get the benefits of yoga, in other words, in order to become more flexible, in order to become stronger, to reduce your aches and pains, to reduce inflammation in your body, to slow or lessen the effects of diseases that are related to stress. For example, for some people, diabetes is related to stress, high blood pressure, cholesterol, high cholesterol. All these kind of things are related to, to our wellness and to some degree to the stress that we're experiencing in our lives. So in order to help all of these things, and also I forgot the mental benefits of the practice. So in order to improve your mental clarity, in order to be calmer, be more creative, all of these benefits that we know can come from the yoga practice. In order to receive these benefits, you have to actually do a yoga practice. That also seems like it would be really intuitive, but the thing is that so many of us have the intention of doing the yoga practice, but we don't actually get around to doing it. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, how to find the best yoga practice for you so that you'll actually do it. You'll actually click on the link or show up at the class or do whatever it is that you need to do and get on your mat and do the practice so that you can actually start to experience these benefits for yourself in your own life. I'm going to pause here for just a second. I see a few more people joining. Welcome. Good morning. Good day, everybody. Hi, Katie. So today, I'm talking about, just to kind of reiterate, because a few more people joined, talking about how to find the right yoga practice for you so that we can actually gain the benefits of yoga. So any of y'all who are watching, I'd be interested to know where you are in your yoga practice. Are you at the point of needing to find a practice? Are you already practicing? Let me know what stage you're at. I'm going to just take a sip of water here real quick. I'm going to give you a bonus question too, because I'm curious to know. And it's also motivational for other people. Any of y'all who are already practicing yoga, if you could just briefly type down, my kids say that, like write down, type down, type in the comments in the chat about what kind of benefits you've experienced from your yoga practice. I think that when people hear about those benefits from other people, not from the yoga teacher necessarily, but from other people, it's more inspiring. It seems more real, more realistic and attainable. Okay, so let me go ahead and continue. Finding the right kind of yoga practice. There's a few different things to consider. So the first thing is, let's think about what kind of yoga practice, like what are your goals? What are you actually trying to accomplish? And what style of practice is the best style for you? There are very, very many different styles of yoga. A few days ago, we're traveling right now in our camper, and a few days ago, let me not go into like a giant tangent here, but there's a program called Harvest Hosts, and we're members of this Harvest Hosts, and what it is a network of like farms and wineries and golf courses and different places where you can park your camper overnight for free. Basically, they ask that you support the business, but there's no like actual fee for staying there. Anyway, we stayed at a Harvest Host place last weekend. It is a farm stand. It's called St. Joseph's Farm Stand. If you're ever in Arkansas, I definitely recommend that you go there. But anyway, wait, why am I telling you this? Oh yeah, we went to the St. Joseph farm last weekend, and I was wearing actually this shirt when we rolled up, and the host who was there read it, and he was like, "Oh, the yoga room." I said, "Yeah, this is my yoga studio." And he said, "We had yoga here the other day. We had goat yoga. And in fact, they do have these little goats and they're super cute." And so, goat yoga is one kind of yoga. There is yoga with puppies and kittens, and there's more fitness type yoga practice, and there's more mindful type yoga practice, and there's meditation based yoga practice. There's all different kind of things. So you need to figure out why, like, what are your goals? What are you hoping to accomplish with your yoga practice? Are you mainly trying to help your body? Like, do you need a more like stretching or fitness based kind of yoga practice? Are you mainly trying to help your mind? Do you need a more meditative or maybe breathing based yoga practice? Or do you want all of it? Do you want to work on your body and your mind? In which case you need to find the right kind of yoga practice that will address all of that. So let me just briefly talk about some of the different types of yoga and places that you can find yoga. If you're a member of a gym, you can probably find a yoga class in your gym. In the gyms, the yoga tends to be more fitness-based. Might even be set to music. It might be fast-paced. It may be kind of hybrid and combined with other kind of movement, like, I don't know, aerobics or something like that. Hi, KK, welcome. KK wants to work on body and mind. Perfect. Yeah, so in the gym, you'll find a more like fitness and body-based yoga practice. And certainly, with any kind of exercise, you will also get a mental benefit, like a de-stressing benefit. Let me just keep going here, and then I'll get to another point that I'm trying to get to. If you are going to a yoga studio, yoga studios all have different kinds of themes, and like yoga YouTube channels all have different purposes. Yoga with Adrienne is, someone who's everybody has heard of on YouTube, and I think she has her own app or something, and she teaches a whole lot of yoga online, and it works for a whole lot of people. Her style, I think, is probably quite similar to mine. Practicing in a way that's comfortable for your body. She has a certain style or a certain background of training that influences her teaching. You might find yoga at your neighborhood farmers market. There's all kinds of yoga available. But stop and think about what you want to gain from your practice, and then be selective about what kind of yoga practice you pick for yourself, because if you pick the wrong one, it may not be a good fit. You may not enjoy it, may not be comfortable for you, and you may not get the benefits that you're looking for. And the thing that I worry about with people getting started with yoga practice is when they have the wrong first impression. They have the wrong first experience with yoga, and then they say, yoga is not for me. I don't like it. I'm not going to try this anymore. And that's why it's important to know there's many, many different kinds of yoga. Do some research, find a class that you think is going to be a good fit for you. If it's a good fit, fantastic, you can stay there. If it's not a good fit, please try again. Go do some more research, find another place, get some recommendations from your friends, and don't give up. Find a different yoga practice, because you can definitely find the right kind of yoga practice for you to help you gain the benefits that you are hoping to gain. All right, Robin has written something. I started practicing a few days a week and now practice daily. Fantastic. I've noticed major decrease in anxiety, increase in flexibility, I should put my glasses on, and the confidence to try meditation, which is now also a daily routine. That is fantastic. Robin, how long have you been practicing? This is a great success story. Very good. Very good. When you have a minute, you can type that in. All right. Okay, so that's my information about the style of practice, finding the right style of yoga practice for you. Here's another thing that you need to think about in order to be successful with your yoga practice. You need to think about how yoga can realistically fit into your life because, again, all of us probably who are here have the intention that we want to practice yoga. Every day we may wake up and say, okay, today's the day I'm going to practice yoga, and it doesn't happen. And then the next day again, it doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen. And then, we start feeling bad about ourselves that we want to practice yoga and we haven't been able to do it yet. So we have to make sure that we're finding a kind of yoga practice, like a practice format that actually is suitable to your life and to your schedule. Okay, let me just read Robin here. Okay, you found me in August 2020 and started daily since October. That is fantastic. So that's probably October, November, December, 8 months already. So excited for you, Robin. That's really great. Very good. Very good. Okay, let me continue. The right format of yoga practice for you. Okay, so there, again, are all different kind of ways you can practice. You could practice in your gym if you have a gym membership already. You can practice at a local yoga studio. You can, obviously practice with YouTube videos. Many yoga studios now offer classes online. So here's the kind of pros and cons of all these different kinds of practice so that you can reflect and figure out which of these am I going to be able to be most successful with. Okay, so practicing, let me see where to start. Okay, let's start right here with YouTube because we're on YouTube right now. So the kind of folks generally who are successful with YouTube kind of yoga practice, like videos that are publicly available on a YouTube channel, mine or somebody else's. People who are very self-motivated and disciplined and can develop their own daily routine of practice. In other words, probably waking up in the morning, finding the video, clicking on it, and doing the yoga practice before other distractions happen during the day. Or, making the yoga video a part of your daily routine in some kind of way. Maybe it's when you wake up, maybe it's when you get home from work, or before dinner, or maybe right before bedtime, something like that. You establish it as part of your daily routine. You're a very disciplined person, and you're able to maintain your practice in that way. I'll tell you that the content that I put on my channel, excuse me, is geared at people who are beginners, because I know that so many people, especially the people who are interested in the kind of yoga that I teach, yoga that is inclusive and accessible for people with all kinds of bodies. Let me just go into this a little bit because I know that it's a very big topic. So many people on my channel, in the comments or, they email me or whatever, I hear so frequently about how they've been trying to do yoga for years and could never find the right kind of yoga practice that was suitable for them. The yoga practice made them feel like their body wasn't correct for yoga, wasn't appropriate for yoga. The practice was painful for them. They couldn't do the first posture in the beginner level video, all kind of, first experiences. These are the kind of first experiences that I hear about from the people who watch my videos. So where was I going? So beginner level content. So what I'm putting publicly on my channel purposefully is content that is appropriate for people who are trying to find a yoga practice and trying to get started. And this is why I keep the content very big. There's plenty of content out there. I have lots and lots of videos. Hi, Beatrice. Good morning. Lots of videos out there, but it's beginner level on purpose because I don't want my channel to be a place where people come and get a poor first impression of yoga or, one more experience of, oh, I still can't do it. This lady's practice is still not correct for me. I don't want people to have that bad feeling. I want people to come to my channel and, say, wow, I can do this, and actually, click and watch and do the video for 20 minutes or whatever it is, and then get to the end of it and be amazed with yourself. Wow, look, I did it. I accomplished this yoga practice. I can do this. And then it gives you the confidence and the motivation to continue. So beginner level content is what you'll find on my videos. Yeah, let me just leave that there. For people who are interested in, there's so many directions I can take this. Okay, so since I'm talking about the beginner level content, if you're someone who's interested in more advanced level content, I do share that in my online community, it kind of is a community that evolved from my channel. Like, I had so many people saying, can you make a longer video? Can you make a video that focuses on this, or, is more physically challenging, or, different versions of more advanced practice. So that's how my online community developed. And probably many of you have heard about the monthly practice calendar that I create for my community. And that way they can just easily click on, the day on the calendar, and the practice is kind of pre-assigned for you. Yeah, and I also create every month one advanced level video on different topics for people who are interested in that, for people who want content beyond what is publicly available on my YouTube channel. So that's another way that you can practice. I would say that those kind of go hand in hand, YouTube and then my online community. And I'll put the links for all of these things in the description box so that you can, join any of them if you want to. Also, please let me know if you have any questions now or later. Okay, so that's that. Another way that people practice these days, especially because of the pandemic, is online. So many yoga studios, mine included, offer online classes now. And this, the pandemic turned the world upside down. It turned everybody's world upside down. But in terms of, my yoga teaching and my yoga studio, it was a big shift moving from in-person classes to online classes. But now I found, like, I've started to understand after doing this for a little more than a year, what are the benefits of online classes? The benefit is, at least the way that we do it, is that you can join from anywhere. And if you're not available at the time when we practice, you can still practice with us because we send out the recordings. So it's a very versatile way to practice, and it is more advanced level instruction than what you'd find publicly on, at least my YouTube channel. The classes are longer. You have more interaction with the teacher, like the live teacher who's there. Many of the teachers, I definitely do this, set up my Zoom so that I can see the people who are in my class. That way I can cue, if I see someone, for example, who's having an alignment issue in triangle, I'm not going to call them out and say, hey, Mary, your alignment in triangle is bad. You need to do it this way. I don't say like that. I just observe that, we could have an improvement in the alignment. And I say, make sure that when you're moving into triangle, you're only side bending. Be careful about folding forward because that's something that happens often. So I have different ways to help correct and refine alignment in a way that doesn't call people out, but helps you advance in your practice, helps you improve your body awareness, improve your alignment, improve your mindfulness, because believe it or not, I can see through the screen, via Zoom, when we're practicing, when people's minds have wandered off, like they're just kind of going through the motions of the practice. And so I have ways also of helping people to be more mindful, helping them to bring their attention back into the moment so that they can get the maximum benefit from the practice. KK mentioned earlier wanting to have benefits in the body and in the mind. And I think that if we're investing time, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, if we're investing time to do our yoga practice, we should do the practice in a certain kind of way so that we have the maximum benefit, the maximum return for that investment. And in my mind, the maximum return is when, there's two minds in the sentence, but we get the maximum return when we're being mindful so that we're not getting only the body benefit, but also the mental benefit, the emotional benefit, and spiritual benefit of the yoga practice. So that's online classes. I think that's everything about the online classes. Oh, the other cool thing about online classes at my studio, the Zoom classes, is that It's not just me. I teach 3 classes per week. On Mondays, I teach moderate at noon my time. Wednesdays, I teach moderate again at 9 a.m. And at 10:30, I teach yoga for bigger bodies. So those are my classes. But I have a whole team of teachers, and they fill in, they teach on all the other days. So every day of the week, we have at least 2, on some days 3 classes, different levels of intensity. We've got the gentle and the moderate. And everybody's obviously personality and style is different. So you can have, more variety of instruction. Sometimes when we hear things in a different way, we understand them in a different way. And so I think there's a lot of benefit to, practicing live with a teacher, with me or with another teacher. I think that for many reasons, there's a lot of benefits that can come from that. So the kind of people who would benefit most from live classes like that are people who need some accountability, people who need an appointment, people who need to know this person is expecting me to show up, because you tend to be more successful when you know you have a commitment like that. I'm kind of saying this in contrast to people who are successful with YouTube videos because they're very self-disciplined and they'll do it on their own. Sometimes people who are less disciplined, I don't know, that's kind of a weird way to say it. Let me retract that, but it's more like people who need people who are more successful when they have accountability to somebody or to an appointment, and they'll do their yoga practice. They're more likely to do their yoga practice in that situation. Yeah. Okay. So that's about the online classes. What else can I tell you about? You also might practice in person in a yoga studio if that is accessible to you, like if there's the right kind of yoga in your town. We, have been closed since March of last year, and I've just started a search for a new physical space. I'm really excited about that. Hopefully by the fall, we'll be able to reopen. But as until now, it's not possible to practice with me in person, unless you happen to be in the city that I'm traveling to right now while I'm on the road. But yeah, that's another way. If you do have a yoga studio that's appropriate for you close by where you live, that can be another great way to practice because, again, it's the accountability. It's showing up and seeing, all of your regular classmates who you always see in your yoga class, and that kind of adds a level of motivation to continue showing up and working on your practice and gaining all the benefits from it. All right, I should have a little bit more water. Okay, excuse me. Okay, Barbara says, hello, Barbara. Your beginner online is exactly what made me want to do yoga. Yay! I'm so happy to hear that. Oh, yeah, that just makes my day. Y'all should see how much fun I have reading the comments under my videos. I love hearing, about how people are excited that they have found a practice that works for them. And I love hearing about the benefits that people are gaining from their yoga practice. That's why I do what I do. All right, Katie says, I found the yoga room last year at the start of the pandemic. I was participating in yoga once a week on Saturday, but when the pandemic hit, the class was put on hold. I'm more aware now. Yeah, Katie, I know that you're very regular in your practice. That's very good. Okay. So let me continue on this path of finding the right yoga practice for you. The last thing that I would like to talk about is private instruction. And okay, let me just sit back because this isn't, to close this a little too, the sun's coming in. This is an interesting topic, I think. In this country, I should say in the West, outside of India, the way that yoga is practiced is typically in a group environment. You've got 10, 15, 20, 50 people in a class. You have a teacher, the teacher's cueing what to do, perhaps demonstrating what to do, and the class follows along. That's what we're familiar with. That's what we're comfortable with. But the place where I learn in India primarily works one-on-one. So it's yoga therapy, one-on-one instruction customized to the individual person. This is at the Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandiram in Chennai. This is where I study. And so, that's what my training is is in, and I believe there is a lot of value in that. And who might be a good candidate for that kind of instruction? People who have some kind of a big goal, some kind of a major thing that they need to work on to make a drastic improvement in their health. That will be the number one kind of person who private instruction is appropriate for. If you need accountability, private instruction is great for you. Even if you have a smaller goal that you're working toward, or you have some specific thing that you're really interested in and you want to learn about, private instruction is a great way to do that, so that you can have the teacher's one-on-one attention and talk about the things that are relevant to you so that you can advance in your practice. So some people do private instruction, excuse me, for a long duration of time. I have one lady in mind who I've been working with for a long time, and she had an issue in her hip, a lot of pain in her hip for years and years and years, and she hadn't been able to resolve it. And then we started working together, and I'd give her a yoga practice every 2 to 3 weeks, design a practice for her specifically based on the issues she's experiencing. And now she's pain-free. I think we've been working together about 6 or 8 months. I'm not exactly sure. But now she's pain-free. And in fact, a few days ago, I told her, so it was last month when I saw her via Zoom, I said, you don't need me anymore. You're graduating from private instruction, and you can go to regular instruction now because you don't have that pain anymore. We've solved the problem that you wanted to solve. And so, that's one kind of person who I work with in private instruction, or in coaching, yoga therapy. All of these terms are kind of interchangeable. And another way that I work with people is people who have some kind of yoga practice that's working for them. Maybe they're practicing with YouTube videos. Maybe they're in my online community. Maybe they're attending my Zoom classes, but they want kind of a supplemental instruction every once in a while. So maybe like once per month or once per quarter or something like that. We have a one-on-one session where we design the personal practice for them, I answer any questions that you have related to your practice. Like maybe you have a doubt about your alignment in a certain posture, and you don't, sometimes it doesn't seem appropriate to ask, a detailed, extensive question like that when you're in a Zoom class, like before the class or after. But in private instruction, you can ask all the questions. You can get, your questions answered. And this is really great for people who are very inquisitive and want to know the why. Yes, I know that this is what we're supposed to do, but why do we do it that way? What about this detail? What about that thing? These kind of people tend to really enjoy, these one-off private instruction sessions. So just know that that's available, with me, and probably other teachers do that as well. Just another option for yoga practice. Because like I mentioned at the beginning, and I know more people have joined, so I'm going to reiterate now, that in order to gain the benefits of yoga, you have to actually practice. And so that's why I'm kind of going through and explaining all the different ways that you can practice, so that you can find the one that's best for you, that is comfortable for your body, that fits with your lifestyle and your schedule, so that you will actually do some yoga. All right, good. Let me see. Oh, I thought that I saw more comments coming, but I guess not. I guess that's it. All right. So I think that's all that I have to share with you today. I am more than happy to hang out. If y'all have any questions or comments, you want to share anything, let me know. Does anyone have any questions about finding the right yoga practice for them? It sounds like we have a number of people here who are already practicing. But in the future world, when this video is not a live stream, but is actually a recording, if there are people watching who have questions about what kind of yoga practice is appropriate for me, like you, not actually me, but you have a question about what practice is appropriate for you, let me know. I'd love to hear from you in the comments, or another thing that you can do if you want to, and I'll link this in the description box as well, is we have a getting started quiz on our homepage. There's a banner at the top of the page, and it scrolls, and one of the things in the banner is my getting started quiz. And so you can send me some notes about what your goals are just a little bit of information about you. In fact, the more detail you can provide, the better. And then I'll send you back an email with some customized recommendations about, what I think will be the best kind of yoga practice for you, given your goals, and to help you be, most successful in the shortest amount of time. Because I know we want to see results fast because it's motivating. When we start to realize, oh, my back pain is not as bad as it used to be, then we want to keep doing the yoga because we realize that it's helping. You know what? One last thing that I want to mention, because this came up recently, with another lady who practices. Actually, she started on YouTube, and now she is in my community and comes to Zoom classes, so she's everywhere. But she was telling me that her practice has kind of fallen off lately, and this is something that is so common. We have the intention to practice. We're successfully doing our yoga practice. We're starting to feel so well, and then something happens, and we are not practicing as frequently as we once were, and we're not we're not feeling as well as we once were. What happened? Why did I fall off the wagon? Here's the thing. When we start to feel better, it's not time to slow down on your yoga practice. You have to keep doing it. I'm trying to find the right way to explain this concisely, but it's super common. It's super common that once we start to feel well, then we just stop. Oh, I'm better now. I don't need to do the yoga anymore. But it's a trick. It's a mental trick, or I don't know. The universe is is like testing us, and we have to keep practicing yoga in order to continue feeling well. And yoga is enjoyable. It's not like it's something torturous, or you have to take a medication for your whole life to feel well. No, we're doing the yoga practice, which is enjoyable, helps us feel calm, and we just get a ton of benefits out of it. So when you start to feel well with your yoga practice, just remember, it's not time to quit. Keep going. Keep going. If you need some motivation to keep the practice interesting, let me know. I can certainly help you with that. All right, I think that's all for today, everybody. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out and participating with me in the chat. I will put all those links in the description box for you, and the link to the Getting Started quiz as well. And if you have any questions or anything, you know how to reach me here on this channel, or you can email me or message me on Instagram or Facebook. All right, if you are still here and you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to click the like button, and you can subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss any new videos that I post. I post once a week on Mondays these days, and I do this live stream on Fridays, usually at noon Central Time, but today early. I think that's it. All right, y'all have a great day. Have a nice holiday weekend if you're in the US, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.